Destiny, who's a total fucking dumb, who again, we had like a flawless victory here, and this dumb gave Hasan the ability to cry and be the victim.
Right.
Which he did.
Like, that is a real death threat. What I'm saying is not.
It's a real death threat, really, though, is it? If mine's a death threat, then his is a death threat. These people will always reframe themselves as the victim. Why take the bait?
But because of Destiny's dumb ass, he went on Discord, in his Discord, and he said something like, somebody should kill Hasan Piker. Just something.
Oh, God, and Ethan takes the bait on! I've never said it in my life! What?
So, it looks like Hasan has successfully made himself the victim once again. And this time, Destiny helped him. This comes after one of the most dangerously irresponsible moves I've seen on stream in a while, where Hasan stated that anyone illegally occupying the West Bank are valid military targets, going on to specify even your favorite podcaster's wife. People were pissed at Hasan for being so irresponsible. But that's when Destiny said, "Hold my beer," and then posted some crazy shit in his own Discord, basically saying that if Hasan is going to put that idea out there into his insane community, then someone could be justified in taking Hasan out. Like, I do kind of understand the idea you're going for, but doing something similar isn't helping Ethan and Hila, and actually helped Hasan and his cronies derail their plea for Hasan to be banned or something. And now that Destiny has gotten himself into this whole mess with Kiwi Farms doxing that girl, and them trying to say that she was underage, and the whole debacle around that just derails it even further. Like, I haven't really gotten a chance to look into any of that, but anyway, it doesn't matter, because I'd rather not derail the conversation even further. Let's stick to the topic on hand, and we could address that at another time. Let's take a look at what Ethan and Hila have to say about the conversation around this being derailed.
This is very interesting. We really need to talk about the Philly D thing, though. That's why you're even here, right, Hila?
It's in the
here
post.
it is. So here's what it came out as.
Back to you.
Now, he led with my name, which clearly was an intentional choice, thinking, and he's right, that my name would pull the most views. And he says, the Ethan Klein, Hasan Piker, Destiny situation is crazy. And I was like, Destiny? What is the f does Destiny have to do with it? I have nothing to do with Destiny. I don't know him. I don't talk to him. I don't know what the f he's up to. Why do I care about what Destiny's doing? Philip DeFranco, what are you talking about? We know Philip DeFranco is a Hasan dick rider.
I don't know about that. In fact, I didn't see his reaction, but I heard Hasan was very upset by this video.
I was too. But that's just because
it sounds like he's doing a job.
Because Hasan's a crybaby bitch boy, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Like, he has to be the victim.
Okay.
And he successfully made himself the victim, and Philip DeFranco was an accomplice in that. So he took me out of the thumbnail, but it's called The Ethan Klein, Hasan Piker, Destiny Situation is Crazy.
I already got pissed when I saw that title.
Right.
Because it is not an Ethan Klein, Hasan Piker Destiny situation.
Right.
It's not.
The only reason to bring Destiny into it is to turn Hasan into a sympathetic character. This whole thing is about him trying to get Hila fucking killed, which, by the way, his response is doubling down on him trying to mark Hila as... He's like, she was a valid military target. She escaped justice. You know, she could have been killed. She should have been killed then. That would have been fine. She escaped justice.
Destiny has nothing to do with what Hasan did to me. I don't know anything about what Destiny did. This is not a three-way situation.
I didn't even know anything about this. Apparently, Destiny, in response to Hasan's essentially calling Hila a valid military target, I guess Destiny, who's a total fucking dumbass, who again, we had like a flawless victory here, and this dumbass went there and gave Hasan the ability to cry and be the victim.
Right.
Which he did.
Yeah, I really do understand Ethan and Hila's frustration here, because you have this situation where Hasan has spurred on this conversation of Hila being a valid military target in his community. This is the same guy and the same community that essentially condoned the murder of that CEO and plays terror propaganda all the time, even talking about how Hamas's methods are justified. Along with so many other crazy things that I just don't have time to list off. So, when Hasan brings up Hila as a valid target when she did required military service as a secretary 20 fucking years ago, people are rightfully upset that Hasan is using her as a way to make Ethan upset. But when you have Destiny over here giving Hasan and his community the perfect out to try and change the conversation about what he said to what Destiny said. Here is Destiny's response about why he said what he said, and that he thinks people just don't realize Hasan would have deflected regardless of what he said.
Specifically, why is this a Destiny situation though? Because Hasan wants to try to move all the heat off of him for this stuff and try to make it about comments that I type in chat saying that like now people are like targeting him or whatever. That's his like complete and total obsessive goal for those.
Ethan then later echoing that, posting a video yesterday saying,
why even include a specific person who hasn't served in the military in 20 years? Why does he mix up past and present tense while he's discussing this? You know, is this a responsible use of his words and his platform?
with that and getting a lot of attention online, and even at the likes of Destiny discussing Hasan's comment in the chat writing, I honestly think you could perfectly justify attacking / killing Hasan IRL for statements like this. With many then saying that escalated the situation to a whole new level, and you had a number of people calling out Destiny for seemingly condoning violence. With Hasan then also posting, this sociopathic cult leader is actively telling his audience that it's moral to kill me in real life because I said Palestinians have a legal right to resist against.
I like how he skips the first part of Hasan's tweet there, talking about my kid, but okay, based.
And then also addressing the Destiny situation on a stream on Sunday.
That's definitely actionable, I'm pretty sure. It's also weird that this guy gets to have a YouTube account. Like, that is a real death threat. What I'm saying is not.
It's a real death threat, really though, is it? If mine's a death threat, then his is a death threat.
I don't know anything about what Destiny did. This is not a three-way
I don't
situation.
even know anything about this. Apparently, Destiny, in response to Hasan's essentially calling Hila a valid military target, I guess Destiny, who's a total dumbass, who again, we had like a flawless victory here, and this dumb went there and gave Hasan the ability to cry and be the victim,
Right.
which he did. Now he's been on his Instagram stories being like, oh my God, I'm getting...
Why? I don't understand how people allow Trump does this, Hasan does this. These people will always reframe themselves as the victim. Why take the bait?
But because of Destiny's dumb ass, he went on Discord, and he said something like, somebody should kill Hasan Piker, just something.
Oh God, and Ethan takes the bait so hard. I've never said this in my life. What? They read Hasan's tweet about what you said, not what you actually said. What did you say? Something along the lines of like if this is the norm for political commentary, you could very easily justify attacking your son. 100%. If it's going to be that every single Zionist, every single Jew, everybody in Israel, even your content creator's wife or whatever in the West Bank, like if that's the norm, then you could basically kill every online content creator you want. Like if that's how we're gonna run these norms down, that's fucking insane. I don't know. Somebody find the quote of what I said. Like that's a wild fucking world. That is an insane thing to say on a fucking show where your audience is heavily associated with people who are actually swatting and calling the cops and doxing and doing crazy shit on people. I'm sorry, but that's fucking true. If you want to throw a fucking, crybaby party and piss and moan and, shit your pants over it, then stop doing it. It's super easy. And I will keep saying things like that. And I'll constantly keep doing things like that. And I hope Hasan keeps fucking crying about it. And I hope that fucking Ethan misquotes me because of some shit Hasan said. I don't give a get mad, stay mad. You should. If people want it to not happen, then stop doing it. If they want to write the rules, if they want to say that you can make thinly veiled, or I say thinly veiled, basically just full-on death threats to an audience of people who are exactly reading it that way, because Hila can see it from her fucking Instagram comments, you can see it on fucking YouTube comments, and you can see it with all of the unhinged and deranged people, okay, that are orbiting these communities, then yeah, no, it, that's crazy.
I get what Destiny is trying to do. He's trying to get Hasan to realize he shouldn't make these veiled threats against people if he doesn't want people doing the same thing to him. He's like trying to fight fire with fire. He's trying to make Hasan uncomfortable, just like Hasan is making Hila and Ethan uncomfortable. But Hasan's community and the people from the outside looking in don't understand everything that's going on. So when Destiny does this, he just allows for Hasan's community to run defense and change the subject. And sure, Destiny is correct in saying that's what his community would have did anyway. But that defense probably would have been optically a whole lot weaker to the public looking at the situation than it is now, after he said what he said. And sure, people shouldn't allow Hasan and his community to do that. But from a casual onlooker watching this, they aren't going to understand what Hasan's community is doing. They are just going to internalize whatever is being passed around the most as the correct thing. In fact, this is a strategy Hasan has vocalized before on Ethan's podcast back in the day. And that just goes to show how Hasan and his community intend to deal with situations like this.
Listen, if we've learned anything about the court of public opinion, it is deny, deny, deny. If you let on any kind of, I should apologize for this, then the mob, then the horde has something to latch their teeth into. If you go with the Donald Trump school of medicine, no, you're simply wrong. What do you think you see in the court? People go, oh, there might be something to that.
Yeah, you deny, you deflect, and then you counterattack the person who launched this investigation on you, and you try to claim that there's a hidden bias there. And most lizard brain dipshits who love you unconditionally will go, oh, finally I have an out to defend this person.
Glad to know that Hasan thinks his community are lizard-brained dipshits, because the guy just clearly does this all the time. But honestly, the strategy does work. It's very effective. I mean, just pay attention to all the controversies that Hasan gets into all the time. You will notice this is the go-to strategy he uses every time. Literally every time he gets himself into hot water. Sometimes it's more effective than others. And what Destiny needs to realize is that this gave him an optically effective way to change the subject and make it no longer about him. Deny, deflect, and launch a counterattack. This is exactly why Hasan tries to attach Ethan to Destiny at every single opportunity he gets. He is constantly trying to act like they're in cahoots with each other, so he could just dismiss any criticism that comes from either of them. This is exactly why he calls Yeet a stalker. So even when Yeet posts some criticism about Hasan that is legitimate and that people should take seriously, Hasan's community has already been pre-indoctrinated to think Yeet is just a stalker and shouldn't be taken seriously. Now, watch as Hasan tries to claim that Ethan is trying to get the attention of the Trump administration to take legal action against Hasan by virtue of him constantly bringing up Hasan's support of terrorism. It's like Hasan doesn't realize by saying that it just exposes his intentions of mentioning Hila during his valid military target speech.
So if I started saying Hasan is Hamas propagandist and therefore a legit military target, which by the way, he does say that. What? He says that every day, which I do not believe. Everyone is going to be okay with that. This is the fourth time a leftist Twitch streamer has explicitly called for me or Hila's death. Nobody has been reprehended for these death threats by Twitch, not once. I've never called for a death threat against Ethan Klein or Hila Klein. That is insane. That's bull. And he knows that that's bull. He's just actively trying to victimize himself. What is going on? What? Even the Nazis weren't this blatant? This is just far beyond the pale. It's actually unbelievable. Honestly, think you could perfectly justify attacking and killing Hasan IRL for statements like this. Wow. My cyber stalker cult community leader is saying that it's justifiable to attack and kill me in real life. That's definitely actionable, I'm pretty sure. At what point do we stop? At what point do people in his orbit say, hey man, I think you've gone too far? His Canary Mission subreddit community is reporting to the FBI with receipts of the FBI report. Still up with 2.6K upvotes. Yeah, once again, I'm a very visible, very sizable leftist content creator, a progressive content creator, a socialist content creator in the Trump administration. I've already had brush-ins with the law. As you all know, they're actively trying to get the attention of the Trump administration to engage in some kind of prosecution. Now, of course, because this is such a ridiculous thing that they're doing, I doubt that even the Trump administration is going to take note from this and be like, wow, I can't believe he said that people who are engaging in an illegal raid are actually can receive violence in retribution, and it's actually legal for the occupied to do so in the process of that raid. I don't think the FBI is going to fucking find that to be actionable. But if they did, that would be an issue of major consequence.
If Ethan is trying to get the Trump administration to engage in prosecution of you by reporting you to the FBI for all this crazy shit you've been saying in regards to his wife, then what are you doing by saying Hila was a valid military target when she was in the IDF 20 fucking years ago, Hasan? I think we all know what you were doing. Your community and some of the public might have fallen for the Uno reverse card, but I'm not. Now, watch as this chatter gets Hasan to the ropes by asking him why would he mention Hila at all to make this point.
And anyone, and I mean anyone, that even remotely entertains this as a direct threat is actually 100% playing the role that a lot of these guys want you to play by creating additional drama around this. Okay? Like this person right here is duped. You yourself are refusing to recognize that in that moment, whoever this person is that has gotten because she did participate in an illegal raid in the occupied West Bank in a kidnapping operation of a Palestinian. That's why. Okay? Does that hurt your feelings? You are not interested in the actual thing that I'm saying. You are invested in either the drama or your parasocial relationship that you have with content creators. And that is why you're doing this. If you truly understood that Palestinians were human beings, you would feel the same way. An illegal military occupation and its occupational forces, including Hila Klein, who was a part of the illegal occupation, conducted an illegal raid in the occupied West Bank to kidnap a Palestinian, something that the Israeli military has processed and serialized. Okay? I hate Ethan, but you're just as bad because there's no mention of... What? Again, your feelings do not factor into this consideration. Neither do yours about Hila. Yes, exactly. My feelings about Hila or Ethan have nothing to do with this conversation at all. Remove myself and your feelings out of this equation.
That chatter just honestly had Hasan. His point is correct. Why mention Hila at all? Well, it's pretty clear why. He wanted to get to Ethan, and he knew this would do it. And I gotta say, it's just like Hasan to use a random woman as leverage to get one over on one of his enemies. What an ally this guy is, right? And then he tried this same old discrediting bullshit we talked about before, trying to say this chatter is a fan of Ethan and Hila, even though the guy has specifically stated that he isn't and he doesn't like Ethan. The guy is simply just pointing out that Hasan is literally no better. And Hasan is addressing him like this to his chat as a defensive routine, so the chat stays on his side, even when the point is completely valid. Ugh, seeing this get derailed is actually frustrating. Anyway, guys, I said my bit. I hope you guys liked the video, and if you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And if you want to see more content like this, YouTube thinks you're going to like this video right here.